What's going on, everyone? LeoBlade13 here. So today, I just wanted to go over and talk about the pre-release, which was yesterday. So, as you can see, new mat, so I was able to win, and the second mat was randomly given away. So, there were two mats, so not a lot of people had showed up. We did have 4, though, so it was enough for small tournament. So, it was pretty fun. This was the first pre-release that I've ever gone to. I never went to any for Yu-Gi-Oh! So, I did want to go to this one, since I have a huge love for Dragoborne. We decided to do sealed rather than draft, so our decks were complete garbage, but at least everyone was on the same playing field. None of us saw any ambushes at all, and I think only one of us hit a fort burst the whole game. So we did do 30-card decks, and we did not do the 10-card resource deck, which we were supposed to do. We decided just to play with our cards. If we happened to run out, then we would shuffle our graveyard back in, but we never had to do that. It's in like 30 cards was just enough to work, especially for a pre-release where these aren't actually built decks, just kind of all the best cards thrown together. But I did want to go through and just talk about some of these cards and give my initial thoughts on them, because I have been doing the Let's Talks, but I never got to play with those cards, so all of those were just theory, but this I can actually say how these cards helped me, or whether or not I liked them or didn't. But, so we're going to do this a little bit differently than normal. I'm not going to go through color by color, I'm just going to go through by cost. So I did play red, yellow, green, and I had 32 cards of all of my red, yellow, and green, so I did choose 2 to leave out, but yeah, I almost had no extra cards. But for 1-drops, I got the 1 Angelica's Guard and the 2 Skiving Troop, so I did really like these. I saw one of them at least in my opening hand, which was really nice because it was always a 1-drop and a 2-drop, and I was always going first. Just dice worked in that way. Don't know. I still haven't decided if I like going first or second yet, but with the hands that I was seeing, I was glad I was going first, and I did try to build this as aggro as I could. I felt like aggro was the best way to go, so I did pull all the 1 costs that I had. Then for 2-drops, I had this guy who you just do 1 damage to a Drago Shield. Never saw him, never used him. Then Sonscale Warden, who actually put in a lot of work early game. And she's a 1/3, so she stuck around for a few turns as well. But when she was summoned, you could rest all creatures with 2 or less endurance. So, on my second turn, I put down a 1-drop and a 2-drop. My opponent went and they summoned 3 1-drops, or 2 1-drops and a 2-drop, but filled up their board. Then my turn, I dropped Sonscale Warden, rested all of theirs, and went in and took one of their forts. So I really like this card. It's definitely going to be pretty good, at least in my opinion, especially against aggro decks. And then I was lucky enough to get 2 Augmented Snipers. So, with his ability, you siphon 2, and then the next card you play has 1 less cost. Only got his ability off once. There's never really a time that this ability really helped me. I think there was one time it would have helped, but I only had 1 green resource, and I summoned him using it, so kind of a drawback. But then, one of the reasons I was playing red, yellow, green was because I got all of the dice changers for that color. So I got 1 of the red, 2 of the green, and 1 of the yellow, and I was surprised at how often I was using their abilities. My red fort was the first one to go down in my first game, so I was always Drago crossing him red and changing my other 2 dice, and I was having a lot of fun with that. I really liked that, and I kind of like the pre-release because these worse cards are going to be viable. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with these cards. Then I got a Hurst. I did not pull this. I actually pulled Gravos, the green Elder Dragon, and I used the Elder Dragon during the pre-release tournament, and I did see it one game, and I won on the turn that I played it, just being able to attack with everything. Everything was super huge because I used him. I got a red 4, put the red dice on him, changed my green dice to a 4, and then summoned Gravos, and just allowed me to get both effects off. Then I Drago crossed it. I wasn't really worried about protecting my forts since I had enough defenders, and they were all going to stand at the end of the turn. So that was really awesome. Gravos was definitely a huge help in that tournament, but in my opinion, it is the worst Elder Dragon. But I was able to trade it off for Hurst, so I accepted the deal. But I would like to build a deck around Hurst, but I'm not quite sure how it would function yet. Then I've also got these other 3-drops. Never saw either of them, but this one was played against me, and it was pretty cool. Just being able to discard a card and destroy a card. That's really awesome. Well, it sucked for me, but it was really good for my opponent. Then for 4-drops, I did get Devastator Boar, just one of them. I saw him once, played him once, used his effect once, and hit one machine off of that. So I did get his effect off, which is really cool. My girlfriend also got one of these, but she hit 3 spells with her boar. Then also just some beefy 4s. Like I said, I did bring in all of the green, yellow, and red cards that I had. So I was kind of stuck playing all of these, which was kind of good because I probably would have drafted all the smaller creatures, or not drafted, but played all the smaller creatures and not been able to get over 5s and 6s, which were being rolled constantly by my opponent. Then for 5-drops, I had the 2 Arsenal of Justice. Just pretty much used it as a 4/4 beater. And then same with her. Never used the ability to draw a card, but I was seeing a lot of yellow cards, and I think I'm pretty sure all of these were evenly split. At least it seemed like it was, but my hand seemed to be yellow all the time. Then I got Talisa, Partisan of Life. I was able to get her effect off, which was really awesome. So I was using her ability to, or when I used her ability to put cards that I wanted from my resource zone onto the top of the forts. That way when they hit them, I was making sure I had that card. So probably not the correct way to use her, but for pre-release, that's how I was using her. And I did really like this card. It was a lot of fun. I did kind of mess up with her though, because I played her on turn 3 or 4, whenever I had 6 resources. So I had my green resource, green banner, yellow resource, yellow banner, red resource, red banner, summoned her, I got 2 green cards for my fort, and then put my yellow and my red back. So I was down to 4 green, 1 yellow, 1 red. So, and that was the game that my hand was all yellow. So, kind of screwed myself over with that, but didn't hurt me too bad. Then I also got Vainglory Incarnate. I almost summoned him, but I think I went for Gravos instead. I think that's when I was about to summon him, but still a really cool card. I think everyone else was playing either black, red, or was playing black or red, so I think I would have been able to get his effect off in any game. And then also just got another 6-cost beater. Never saw it, never played it. Then for the spells, I got 1 Sky and Earth. I never saw it, but one of my opponents played it, and gotta say it was really cool. Just being able to jump up 2 resources, and then 1 went back on to the top of the deck, but they used the one that they had rested to play this card, so just a lot of advantage on their part, and it was pretty cool. Then Supreme Brutality, which was actually the MVP at the pre-release. The guy I was playing in finals was using this card, and I was using this card. But what sucked was that you needed a creature with high attack in order to destroy some of the other high attack stuff. So we were dragon crossing stuff trying to get higher attacks. But it was really fun. Don't know if it'll actually be played afterwards or after the set officially releases, but it was really great for the pre-release. Then I had one raid in there. I saw it on my final turn, but I did not have... I think I had 7 resources, but I needed to play some other creatures. Then a Violent Gale. Never saw it, but probably would have never used it, even if I did see it. And then the one Supreme Judgment, being able to destroy all blue and black Drago shields. And I think all of my opponents were playing either black or blue, so it did kind of work. And I pulled 3 of them, so one of them, or I put one of them in, and then the other 2 were the 2 cards that I left out, because I figured no one would be playing black and or blue, but it did end up saving me in my final game, well, so that was really cool. But the pre-release was a lot of fun. I'm glad that this game is getting the support that it has. So let me know down below what was your pre-release experience, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.